Greetings and gratitude, everyone. I am super excited to be sharing with you how to make a love and attraction fixed candle, or in proper terms, how to fix a love and attraction candle. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are getting into the habit of sharing with our soul tribe how we do things in order to manifest the best of our lives, how to increase our magnetism in order to draw things in order to attract the right people that are going to help us not only stay elevated, but also attract the right people that are going to teach us the lessons that we need in order to grow, evolve, and enjoy this life. The reason why I chose the Love and Attraction candle is because, for one, we have been working a lot with Divine Feminine energy, and what better way to work with Divine Feminine energy than by working with Divine Feminine energy in our magical workings. Before you do any kind of working, it is essential, it is a non-negotiable to know your why. You need to know your intention. What is your intention on creating this item? And the reason why is because when you are in the process of fixing a candle or creating an oil, what you are doing is you are not only working with the energies around you, you are also infusing your own energy and your own intentions into said product so that you can use that item well beyond the moment in which it was created. Essentially, what you're doing is you are taking one moment in time and you are infusing that moment into that bottle of oil, or even into that candle or that bath salt, and you are taking that energy to be used at any given moment, at any given time that you so choose. So it is very essential for you to ensure that you know your intentions. Another reason why is because, to be honest with you, if you are going into any kind of working with any kind of fear, or if there's some energy that is lingering that you need to be releasing, you want to ensure that you release that energy before you get into that working, so that the magic that you work or the magic that you do does not backfire when you actually do the ritual. That is the reason why knowing your intention and knowing your why is imperative. You need to get to the root cause of anything before you start any kind of working. Now, the first step that I like to do when I am creating or when I'm fixing my candles is I want to make sure that my body is clean, that my energy is clean. These are non-negotiables. I am not going to approach my altar and do any kind of working if I feel that my energy is not right, or if I have not showered. And no, I'm not talking about taking a whole bath. I'm talking about actually showering, making sure that your hands are clean, making sure that every last part of your body is clean. Cleanliness is godliness, and we are not working with the filthy body. We are not going to do it. Imagine all the things that you're touching, and then you take those very same hands that you did not wash and you put it into that working. It's going to bring and attract nasty energy. That's not what we want. And not only that, it's just proper hygiene to ensure that you're clean. If you feel like you don't want to take a bath, okay, fine. Make sure that you shower. We are clean, we are pure, and we will show reverence to ourselves. We will show reverence to the working. We will show reverence to our guides. It is essential for you to bathe. You want to make sure that you have all of your ingredients. In this case, because we are fixing a love and attraction candle, we are going to be using very specific herbs and a very specific oil and a very specific type of candle. What we are choosing is, I'm not going to give away my full recipe, but I will give away a few things that you can basically do if you want to attract love, if you want to bring in a partner, if you want to attract some type of loving or intimate relationship or romantic relationship, then these are the ingredients that you want to use. Depending on your intention, it will change. If you are looking to draw in a soulmate or a twin flame or a long-lasting partner, I would recommend using a different type of candle and different set of ingredients. However, this is for anyone who wants to attract a romantic relationship, a lustful relationship, or even just a loving romantic relationship for a specific time, or whether it be temporary. That is completely up to you. I want you to remember that your intentions are everything. That's the reason why you want to ensure that you know what you want and why you want it. Okay. Also, knowing what you want and why you want it increases your confidence level, which also can be very beneficial and powerful when you are manifesting anything, because if you have any form of doubt, it is not going to work. That will backfire. However, I have done workings where I was not sure if it was going to work or not, and lo and behold, that worked. So it does not always happen, but there are times where if you are full of too much fear, you will set the energy off and it will backfire. Okay, in this instance, we're going to be working with a red 7-day candle. Now, the reason why I chose red, because red does correspond with love, lust, romance, all of those energies. Red does connect to that type of sensual love as well, if you catch my drift. And that is the reason why we are going to be using that instead of white, because white is more pure. White is obviously a clean slate, but white also does connect to more angelic energies. Also, it does connect to more pure type of vibrations and whatnot. That's the reason why we're not using white in this instance. We are using red. One of the main ingredients, like the base ingredient for this fixed candle, is rose. Of course, rose does connect to Venus. Of course, rose connects to love. It connects to self-love. It connects to all kinds of love, and it is very versatile because rose, by the way, can also be used in divination spells and also divination candles and things of that nature. Rose connects us to our divine feminine energy, and that divine feminine energy is all about our receptivity, our beauty, how we attract, and things of that nature. So of course we would be using rose. Another ingredient that we'll be using is hibiscus. Hibiscus helps and aids in lust. What I found was that combining rose and hibiscus, oh my goodness, the vibes were so divinely feminine. Hibiscus is actually one of those flowers that opens up so beautifully to receive the warmth from the sun, and it just deflowers, and it's just so beautiful, and it's so receptive, and it's amazing. And so that energy gets infused into not only the oils that I make, but also in the candle. Hibiscus also connects to Venus, and this candle is infused with Venusian energy. Another ingredient that we'll be using is jasmine. Jasmine flowers are super amazing because they attract spiritual love. With this type of concoction, we want to make sure that the love that we're drawing in isn't superficial. That's the reason why I like to use jasmine in this kind of working, or in this love and attraction candle. Jasmine flowers are ruled by the moon, so of course you know that they are all about the divine feminine energy. So this also does enhance our ability to discern who is coming in and why, so that we can either reject or accept who is coming in. So jasmine flowers, what I found for me in my own workings, you can fight me on it, you don't have to believe me, but jasmine does help to increase your spiritual awareness, which helps you raise your discernment, which is what I absolutely do love about jasmine. I've also noticed that when using jasmine flowers, they just help you to tap into this abundant love that is existent in every single last place. But the thing that I love about it the most is the fact that jasmine is very spiritual. It is not a type of flower or energy that is superficial. You can actually use jasmine in dream oils. You can also use jasmine in any type of prophetic working, especially when you pair it with mugwort, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're going to stay on topic. Now, those are some ingredients. Now, dragon's blood is another ingredient that I love to use in this type of working, because not only does dragon's blood help to attract love and lust and beauty, but it is also used in all types of protection. It's also used in banishing. It's also used in breaking and removing curses and things of that nature. That is the reason why I love using dragon's blood resin. Dragon's blood resin is so versatile and can be used in so many things, and also is the reason why I chose to use dragon's blood sage. Now, when I was going around and actually cleansing my space, I used dragon's blood sage because not only does it remove any type of negative energy, not only does it completely wipe out the energy, it also helps you to connect to your guides. It also aids you in your manifestation because it enhances the power that you have, which ultimately aids in manifestation. Now, most importantly, another reason why I like to use dragon's blood sage is because it does aid to protect you from any type of psychic attacks. Whenever you are trying to draw in a person, you don't want their energy or their shadow leeching onto you. You don't want any type of negative or low vibrational energy to attach itself to you. So when you are setting your intention, when you're praying, and when you're walking around saging your space or smudging your space, you want to make sure that you are setting your intention to ensure that you are inviting in the positive type of vibrations, the energy that you need in order to attract love. And when you are attracting love, you don't want to attract anything else that can come in and wreak havoc in your life. That is the reason why using these very specific flowers, herbs, and resins are very essential. Be very mindful as to what your intention is and also what you're using, but you want to make sure that you are using the right herbs and the right flowers. Although your intention is everything, everything is a soul. Everything has a spirit to it, whether it be a rock, a mineral, salt, right? An herb, a flower, everything that you use has energy to it, and you want to make sure that you are using the right energy to attract the right kind of vibe, because with the law of attraction, you want to make sure that you are attracting the energy that you are wanting to manifest. So if you are trying to go in and call in love and you're using burdock root, what do you think burdock root is going to do? It's going to drive the love away, because burdock root is actually purging, right? It's a cleanser. It purges. So you don't want to use that. So you want to make sure that you are using the right kind of herb and flower to ensure that you attract the right kind of energy. The next step is I like to ensure that my space is also cleansed. And what I mean by cleansed is I will take either a smudge bundle or some Palo Santo or some resin, and I will go around that space and I will burn smoke around that space to ensure that that space is free of any energies that may be lingering, any type of bad vibes. I want to remove all of that because I don't want any of those energies affecting me as I'm doing the working, and I also don't want any of that energy bleeding onto or getting onto any of my candles, any of my oils, or in any kind of working. Making sure that your space is cleansed will free up any type of negative vibes. The words that you speak create the shield that protects the space, and it also draws in and calls in your guides. You want to make sure that anytime you are doing any kind of working, whether it be a ritual, whether it be a fixing, whether it be throwing a trick, you want to make sure that you have your space protected and that it is free of all type of negative vibes. I cannot stress this enough. You don't want to go into any type of working without making sure that your space is cleansed. Now, I also want to make sure that I protect myself. So I'll also sage myself, I'll smudge myself, I will do whatever it is that I need to do in order to make sure that my energy is also just as clean and cleansed, because I myself don't want to attract any unnecessary spirits, any unnecessary energies, because you can 100% do that. And that's another reason why you want to make sure that your body is clean, because you don't want the smells or any type of odor to attract any type of unwanted spirits. Also, keeping your space cleansed enhances your ability to focus. It also ensures that you are not cluttered in your mind, within your spirit, within your emotions. You want to make sure that you are clean, that you are clear. As you can see here, I'm actually taking my Florida water and I'm pouring it all over my altar, and I'm just kind of wiping it down. Also, I want to let you know that I actually wiped down my altar before even doing any working. I also just wanted to kind of get this on camera. That's the reason why I went back and did it again, but my altar was already clean. I just want you to know that. The next step is you want to make sure that you are cleansing your items. You want to cleanse what you are using, right? So in this case, what I did was I actually got a big bowl. Now, I used to actually use smaller bowls, but the mess that I made was it just got annoying. So what I figured that I needed to do was use a bigger bowl. So in this case, I ended up getting a larger bowl because I knew that I was working with more candles. You can take either spring water or alkaline water or some type of spiritual water that is pure, that is clean. In this case, I used alkaline water. The reason why we want to stay away from using faucet water is because faucet water has all kinds of chemicals in it. It's got fluoride in it, and you don't want to use anything that is full of harmful chemicals, because you don't want to attract the wrong kind of energy. You want to ensure that you are using clean ingredients. You want to use clean water because that reflects what you are trying to attract. If you're using dirty water, you're going to attract dirty energy. You want to make sure that the water that you are using, and anything for that matter, is clean and that it is pure. So in this case, we got some alkaline water and I'm putting it on the desk, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on the altar. Now, this step is highly important. What I like to do before I start fixing the candle is I like to ensure that I pour in Florida water cologne, and also holy water. And the reason why I do this is because I want to ensure that that candle is clean, that it is cleansed, that it is free of any gunk, of any lingering energies from where I received the candles from. And I want to make sure that it has my energy on it. Water is so cleansing. It is purifying. It connects to spirit. It washes away impurities. And that is the reason why you want to make sure that the water that you use is infused with your waters, your colognes, with your perfumes, or whatever else that you want to use. You can use whatever you want to use, but this is what I like to do. All right. Now, if I'm not using my own homemade Florida water, which I can actually go into another video if you want to see that, let me know down in the comments. I will use the OG Florida water because the OG Florida water does work, right? I absolutely do enjoy using this water. It is so amazing. At first, it was used as a cologne, but then, of course, we adopted it in the spiritual community to aid us in our cleansing rituals and whatnot. And also, again, it does help to connect the spirit. One thing that I want to say too is that even though we are using these to cleanse it, because we did not get any type of holy water from a priest or from like a church or anything like that, you want to go in and you want to bless the water. The way that I like to bless the water is by reading Psalms 51, because it's all about cleansing. It's all about acknowledging sins, and it's all about acknowledging truly the impurities so that you can wash them away. That's truly really what it is. Okay, if you are not into that, what you can do is you can go and say your own prayer or state your own intentions to ensure that that water is blessed, that it is charged with high vibrational energy. Now, I found this out by reading this book, and I will link all the books that I use down below because it is in the Apothecary, and I'm not going to go get it right now. Now, from here, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be using the power of Psalms because it has all the Psalms that you would need, because if you know hoodoo, then you know that we use Psalms in a lot of our workings. So I like to read again Psalms 51 as many times as I need to. You can read it about 3 times. 1 time is enough at times. It depends on the energy. And I will read Psalms 51 over that water, and I will ensure that that energy that I am conjuring up from reading that Psalms is infused in that water, because before that water touches that candle, I want it to be blessed, because everything that I touch is blessed. Everything that you touch is blessed. And that's the reason why we want to make sure that that water is clean. It is filled with loving energy. It is filled with the vibe that we need, because again, we are attracting high vibrational energy. So everything is essential. Everything is important. If you are going to go in here and not want to do the work, then do not fix the candle, because when you are doing these workings, it requires you to do the work. And it may seem like a lot of steps, but when you really break it down, it's not a lot. Take it one step at a time and you'll be fine. Now, what I like to do is I like to take a white cloth and I like to just go ahead and dump the candle in there, and I start to wipe it clean. After wiping it clean, I love to go in and take Palo Santo and do an extra cleansing, because I'm just extra like that. I mean, you don't have to do this step. You know, you can use Florida water spray if you want to, you know, to kind of let the energy sit if you want. If you have sweetgrass, you can really use sweetgrass, because sweetgrass really does help to add even more sweet vibes. I like to use Palo Santo because it gets rid of any negative energy and it enhances all the positive energy. It enhances all the spiritual energy, and that's the reason why I use that. this next step is also very essential. You want to awaken the herbs. You want to thank the herbs for their energy, for extending their energy to help you with the working. This is not anything that you have to do, but I like to do that because I like to show reverence to the things that I am using, to the spirits that I am using. And so depending on the type of ritual I'm doing, I'll use either tobacco or I will use Palo Santo. You don't have to do this. It's up to you. I like to because I feel intuitively called to do it. I like to make sure that I give reverence. I like to be thankful and express gratitude, because expressing gratitude to those herbs is going to bleed into the energy. It's going to bleed into the working, and your mind is fixated on gratitude. And when you are in an essence of gratitude, you attract abundantly. That is another reason why you want to ensure that you are thankful. You are thankful for the energy being extended to you. Now what you want to do is you want to gather up your herbs, gather up your flowers, you want to put it in that mortar and that pestle, put those herbs into the mortar, and you want to drizzle some oil. Now the oil that we are using is specifically intended to go with the love and attraction candle. If you want to know more about that, let me know down in the comments and I got you. All right, now you're going to mix those herbs up really, really good, crush them up a bit. And you're going to take those herbs and put them into the candles, right? Saying your prayers. You want to make sure you pray. And if you're not praying, you want to make sure that you are saying your spells. You want to make sure you say the spell, because when you say the spell, either out loud or in your mind, I would prefer you say it out loud because that's the way that I do it, but you don't have to. You can say it in your head. It's all up to you. I like to say my spell and or my prayer to ensure that the energy is constantly flowing. For this candle, I like to actually mix dragon's blood, frankincense tears, and another resin, but I ain't gonna say nothing right now because you gotta come up with your own recipe. I ain't sharing everything. Now in this instance, I did not have any already pre-made, so what I ended up doing was I did it in the moment. For whatever reason, I felt the need to do it in the moment because I wanted you guys to see me just kind of do it a little bit and also sprinkle it onto the candles. So that's what you do next. You take that, you crush it up, and you sprinkle it onto the candles, remembering to say your prayer and remembering to set your intentions throughout the process. last thing you want to do is make sure you bless it, and you want to make sure that you are infusing your energy into that candle. You want to make sure that you are taking all the loving vibes, all the sensual vibes, all the feminine vibes. You want to infuse it into that candle, because again, we are using it to manifest love, romance, beauty, and whatever else you feel like you need. Now, this is not one of those candles that you want to use to do self-love. If you want a self-love candle, that's a different story. That's a different type of candle, and that's also a different set of ingredients, okay? So you want to make sure that you are focusing on sensuality, on beauty, on love, on romance, and you're going to infuse that energy into that candle. Okay, and when you are done, you can do one final cleansing to add all of that energy together, and you want to let that sit on your altar next to a sigil. By the way, a little tidbit here to give it even more of a charge. And if you don't want to do that stuff, you really don't have to. That's just my own method, because I'm a little extra like that. I'll also use a sigil in combination or in conjunction with that candle in order to enhance the vibes, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to tell you how to use the candle. This video only shows you how to make the candle. Thank you all so very much for listening and tuning into this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I am super excited and happy to be working with you all. I'm glad that we are all here today, just kind of chilling and vibing and diving into our divine feminine energy. If y'all need anything from me, and if you don't want to make this candle yourself or fix this candle yourself, you can actually visit me online, because I have a few available, and I would love to do some workings with you, and I would love to do workings for you. So if you want to reserve this candle, make sure that you do so online by visiting CassandraTurner.com. I'll also make sure to link this candle down below, and if you have any other questions, you guys can also email me over at info@CassandraTurner.com, and also you guys can follow along with me on Instagram at Magic of Eden. I am looking forward to spending more time with you. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. Send this to a friend, family member. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.